Durant in the offseason. We've already just decided he is moving, right, Lou? What do you think about these options? Does one stand out for you? It's a hell of a list.
Honestly, the only one that stands out for me is probably going to be maybe the Spurs, maybe the Heat. Like I could see the Spurs where you can play alongside Wemby, where they can create some real matchup problems. And Wemby is going to be the guy that's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting on the defensive end. Also, the Heat needs a scoring punch. They need to pair somebody up with Tyler Hero to kind of get them over the hump. But all the other teams, Lakers, Mavs, I can't really see that working out. But I like the Spurs and the Heat.
Okay.
It's interesting because I like the Lakers and the Mavs. I think at this point of his career, he just wants to win, right? And I think right now with a healthy Luka and LeBron, again, it's a big ask because LeBron's going to be 41, but then a healthy AD and Kyrie, I think that makes more sense. Obviously, the Spurs are really enticing. They're on the rise down the future. We don't know how much longer Kevin Durant is going to play, and that would be so much fun to see KD and Wemby on the court this time. The Heat, I just feel like that after everything that's happened with them and KD and him, I don't know if that's what he wants at this point of his career. I think he wants to win, and I think next year and the best chance of winning are the Lakers and the Mavs.
My position is no more super teams for KD. No more.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I was thinking. If he goes to the Lakers, doesn't that just reak of
like no more supers. Like go somewhere where they're up and coming. You got some young stars that can do their thing, and you can add to that. You can be the OG. You can be the vet. You can be the guy that they're gonna throw the ball to when they need a bucket for sure. But let these young guys do the heavy lifting. You go to San Antonio, it's gonna be the Wemby and De'Aaron Fox show, and KD, you'll be there, and you'll be that. I'm not gonna say Kevin Durant is gonna be a third option, but you can allow these young guys to be the focal point of what they're building, and you can go out there and be yourself. With the Lakers, with the Mavs, it's going to be the same old narrative. It's going to be the same conversations, the same critiques and criticisms every time they lose a game or they don't go on a run that we expect them to go on. It's going to be the end of the world. You don't want to end your career like that. You don't want to spend your last years like that. Go with some young, fresh energy and build from there.
Michelle, let me ask you a question. Would you want Kevin Durant on the Spurs next year?
I would. I just love Kevin Durant. And I do think there's fire there, and he's still amazing to watch. Also, the lankiest team in the history of the NBA. Can you imagine Wemby and Durant there's no body fat anywhere to be found on that court. Let's go.
The original unicorn and the new unicorn together.
I would like it. I like him. And so for me, I think fans would be all in on that. If he just wants to go and score a bunch, we're here for that.
I'm just picturing them playing like a 2-3 zone defense and KD.
They might as well go get Bo too.
Oh my God, zero body fat. It's just almost a deficit, really. I'm interested in what you guys think about what Cam Thomas had to say, because he was asked about whether or not he's changed a bit of his approach. Now he's averaging 6.5 assists last 2 games. His response said no. He's been passing the ball the whole time, but now his teammates are making shots. Chandler, it's a little weird. It's a little interesting if you're his actual teammates. How do you take it?
I mean, it's factually true. If he's diming his teammates out there not making shots, but this isn't something you want to hear, I guess, as a teammate. This is one of those where I need to see the video, right? I need to see tone. I need to see his tone in this video because I feel like
context. Why?
I need context. I feel like he's halfway like kidding. Like if he said this and laughed, and then it's humorous. If he said this dead ass serious, then he's kind of out of line. But I don't have a problem with it. I think he's got that personality, and he's got this kind of this makeup of he's just a bucket, and he's now turned into this playmaker. And listen, as long as he's making the right pass and his teammates, he doesn't get the assist, they don't make it. So I feel him on it, but I need I need to see the video to fully understand what he said here.
I'm reading. I can read you the whole quote, and I think it helps a little bit. Okay. I've been doing that. They're just making it. That's how assists are. Pass it to them. My teammates got to make it, and they're making it. So it goes on the stat sheet as an assist. But I've been doing the same thing, playing the same way all year. They're just making shots, and they're going up as my assists.
See, that's why you need context, because when you read that, it sounds crazy. But if he's saying it with a smile on his face or he's laughing or anything, that completely changes.
No smile. I can confirm. No smile on his face. Now maybe he's deadpan. I don't know.
With the slight laugh or smile, it's okay. If he's saying it dead ass serious, then it's a little strange.
Okay, so it's awkward. All right, I just want to make sure. Look, we are deadpan people, so we could deliver that with no smile and still be very sarcastic. I don't know Cam Thomas like that. We'll find out. T-Wolves, we're going to take a quick break. We have said nothing about what they've been able to do with Julius Randle back on the court, and we changed that. The Timberwolves have won 10 straight games that Julius Randle has been back in the lineup for. He's averaging 18, 7, and 6. Is this win streak something?
It got to be something. They were late to the party, and give these guys credit. You know, we gave the Minnesota Timberwolves a hard time about the cat trade. We didn't, and then they got up to that slow start. Didn't look like this was going to be a great mix, and now they finally figured it out. And what a time to figure it out when you're going into the postseason. This is a great time for everybody to be on the same page and for Julius Randle to be playing at this level. You know what Ant-Man is going to bring, Naz Reid, the rest of these guys. So this is great. This is something. I'm gonna give them their credit for this. This is a great thing. This is great for Julius Randle, and this is great for Minnesota moving forward.
God, that's huge.
Anytime you win games and whatever that formula is, it's something. Anytime you lose games, it's something. So as much as we've talked about Julius Randle not fitting or taking too much time, or not meshing with Rudy Gobert, the fact that he is 10-0 in their last 10 games on the floor is 100% something. And this team's went through a lot of adversity. This team, Dante DiVincenzo is out. Mike Conley's been out, who's kind of the head of their snake at the point guard position. Naz Reid has filled in beautifully, and you get Dillingham. Young guys have had some opportunity there. But when this team is whole, they are still they're still pretty much a contender in my eyes. If they can kind of turn this quarter and continue to do this with Julius Randle in the lap, they can find a way to put him in spots to let him be him while fitting in. So I think this is something. I'm happy for Julius Randle that he's kind of getting his legs and finding his comfortable positions on the floor, because they're going to need him to have a chance.
It's crazy. It's just been done so quietly. Like everyone crushed Julius Randle, and now that this is happening, it's crickets. And I've heard nothing.
By the way, they're 37 and 29. Like, it's not horrible, and they can continue to rise in the standings too.
Yeah, so it's something. All right, we agreed on that one. Chandler, you're up next. Josh Giddey averaging 23, 11, and 8 in 9 games since the All-Star break. Before that, you can see his numbers, 12, 7, and 6. Is that something?
Yeah, I mean, it's on a team that's struggling. It's on a team that's not really going anywhere this season. So I think those numbers are a little inflated. His usage rate is inflated. His minutes are a little bit inflated, but yeah, he's there's a reason he was a high pick in the draft. He's a big, strong point guard that has great vision. You can see some of these dimes he's dropping, and I think his shot has kind of been the most inconsistent thing of his career so far. So if he continues to work on that, he can be efficient. He's always had the feel and the size and the vision as a big point guard, but listen, 23, 11, and 8, I don't care how many games that is. That's a hell of a stretch. So, yeah, I think he's found something here, and I think that, he's young enough to where he can continue to do this for years to come.
That is a crazy increase, Lou. Oh, no, not something. Nothing.
Listen, it's something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's something. Like, these are great numbers, but like if it doesn't impact winning or gets a team to a position to be great and win a bunch of games, then they're empty stats. Now, what I will say is when you have a guy that's rolling like this, you can move him to another team or bring in guys where these stats will mean something. At this present moment, they just stats. Unfortunately, they're just stats. And I don't want to discredit the run that he's on, but again, you do all of these things to impact winning. The name of the game is to win basketball games. It's not to run up stats. So as much as we applaud guys for individual things of that nature, it's all great. But if it doesn't impact the final goal, then it's just stats. So it's
he's
something.
Trying.
Shout out to JG. He's trying. Shout out to JG, but he's not getting them over the hump with that. So I don't know what it is.
All right, he gets the shout out. That's something. Quick break. More